Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video, and let's get some light on in here. Alright, so first and foremost, we saw a new movie on Friday the 13th. Yeah, breaking my own superstition there. A horror movie at that. But is this really a horror movie? It could be argued that it is, it could be argued that it isn't. We'll get into it why. So what did I see? I saw M3GAN. Yes, M3GAN. Some of y'all might say Megan, some of y'all might say Megan, whichever. This is a movie about a doll, a toy, a children's doll that is as realistic as it can be. Imagine having the aspects of having an imaginary friend, a pet, and Alexa all together in one. That's what happened here. The movie starts out with a small girl named, I think her name is Caitlin. Sorry, I may have forgotten. And she is going on a skiing trip with her family. Her mom and dad are kind of contentious of her spending all her time on a tablet, kind of like how kids do in this generation. A lot of, tablets and iPads, all that stuff, phones, and not really interacting with people like they used to. We used to be on, when I was coming up, playing basketball outside, going on walks, looking at sticks in the wood, finding whatever kind of garbage we could to entertain ourselves. But we also had video games. But the video games weren't as advanced and interactive as they were then, let alone the generation before me. So I digress. They're on a ski trip, they get snowed out, can't see anything for miles. A snow truck, instead of seeing them to help them, actually hits them and kills her parents. So she's taken in by her aunt. They've got these Furby type toys that her aunt develops that she actually gave to Caitlin. Sorry, a cat making noise in the background. She gave to Caitlin and to make a better toy, because what happens is you come out with a Nintendo, then your competitor comes out with something similar, and it might be cheaper, so then Nintendo has to then make one either better that costs more or lower their price, right? It's a cat and mouse type of situation. That's how technology works. So her boss, played by Ronnie Chang, is like, look, I need a different type of this Furby knockoff looking thing, whatever it was called. Today, the competition is a knockoff, it's undercutting us. Secretly, the Gemma, the lead actress, she also was in Get Out. I thought she looked a little like the police officer from Dexter, but two different actresses. Ronnie Chang, the boss character, gets Gemma to say, hey, I've got this new project underway that's going to, be competitive with our competition. But instead what Gemma's got going on that she's secretly working on, her and her team, is this doll that could, be a best friend for someone. And it works out to where, unfortunately, her niece doesn't have like a mother figure in her life, and Gemma can't be that character, can't be that person, right? It comes to her where the little girl says, if I had a doll like M3GAN who would interact with me, listen to me, learn to adapt to my personality and my needs, that I wouldn't need any other toy. So a light switch clicks off in her to go ahead and fully develop this thing, because it had bugs and it wasn't perfect. It actually exploded, right? Long and short of it, they see it to fruition this time with her niece being the test subject. And to appease her boss, who's super pissed that his request was not fulfilled, within a week's time, somehow Gemma is able to get this M3GAN prototype developed. It was very weird that she's doing this by herself at home. It initially cost $100,000 to get all the parts and everything. Suddenly now, just within a week, she's able to redo the whole thing. It just didn't make sense to me, but hey, it's a movie. You're supposed to be immersed in it, but that was just really weird to me. It took your whole team to do it. Now you by yourself in your garage, you're able to do things. So she's pretty much Tony Stark, Iron Man, and she can make these things happen. And while some of this stuff is here right now, we do have, these services like Siri and Alexa and all these other things that, hey Google, they can all within the power of the internet, give you information and updates and control different things in your home. M3GAN is, would be the next logical step if something like that could be made, right? If you had an Alexa that could make your bed or, remind you of little things without you having to ask. And Alexa does do that, but, the making the bed part, washing dishes, laundry, that would, you would stop doing a lot of the things that you are supposed to do. A lot of the human experiences, then you just become even lazier. And that's kind of what the movie was trying to teach you. It also was trying to be comedic, and that this is a child's toy, and how would a child's toy act? But then it kind of got crazy where, how much control is full control, right? There's all these conversations of robots one day enslaving humanity, and I know mine would come after me after as many times as I curse it out for not understanding what I'm saying because I'm a low talker, and just different things like that. All that comes to a clash here because the child is really enamored with M3GAN. M3GAN becomes super protective of the child, and without giving everything away, you can see how it goes from this nice friendly doll experience to terrifying killer, stalker, all this kind of stuff. It was a fun movie. I don't think this was rated R. Maybe it was. We'll actually check here what the actual rating for M3GAN is. It's PG-13. So knowing that there was a lot of innuendo that you're looking at and you're like, hey, this could be a rated R. There's certain scenes here where they just don't show, they don't show how the bodies look after certain kills, but it's implied, right? So for a PG-13 movie, I thought it was pretty good. This is akin to, the Chucky movies, Child's Play, all of that. And I believe there'll be another one. So all in all, cat noises aside, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. So that would be like 3 Earthworm Jims out of 5. So did you see this movie? Did you enjoy it? What were your thoughts? I would see this again. It'll probably be on streaming pretty soon. I don't know if the other critics thought maybe it was better or worse, but I feel like it had the main actress who was probably the worst part of the movie. Her acting was just mediocre. She didn't convey the emotion that was needed, especially in confrontation. I felt like it was just reading from a script, just reading off a page, whereas everyone else, whether I liked the characters or not, they felt like, their responses were what I've expected. Ronnie Chang was the breakout star for me. He's always been good in movies and stand-ups and stuff like that. So that was the strength of the movie. The doll, the animations with all of that were really good, really well executed. I wasn't really like, oh my gosh, for most of the movie. There were certain scenes here and there where you could tell what was going to happen, and it did happen. But yeah, solid movie. Check it out and let me know your thoughts. I'm going to see you in the next one. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out. Captain Sensation!